Stay tuned. Peace Pacers basketball is coming up. 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 Stay tuned. Peace Pacers basketball. Stay tuned. Peace Pacers basketball. Stay tuned. Peace Pacers basketball is coming up. 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 Stay tuned. Peace Pacers basketball is coming up.
What's up? Welcome to the Herman Athletic Center on the campus of William Peace University in downtown Raleigh, North Carolina. Men's basketball in action, a USA South Conference game with the Monarchs visiting from Methodist. Your William Peace University Pacers taking the court, winners of 3 in a row, and they've gotten the W in 4 of their last 5. The only loss in that stretch was a close one to Emory and Henry College up in Virginia. The Old Dominion Athletic Conference has been receiving votes at times this season. The Pacers went into that one into the second half with a lead. Let it slip away. 5-point defeat, 79-74. But man, are they on a roll ever since that point of the season. 4-3 on the campaign, not including the exhibition at UNCW to begin the season on November 2nd. Wins against Wesley, Greensboro, and Brevard most recently here in Raleigh. So a few straight at the Herm, won by the Pacers. They get set to play the Monarchs in tonight's matchup. Methodist 3-5 overall on the season, 2-1 in conference play, coming off of a loss to Maryville, who has received votes at various points this season and was picked to finish first in the conference. That was 93-67 in favor of the Scots. Trey Bryant at midcourt, set to jump things up for the Pacers, and they're all white with green and black trim. Shooting on the basket to my left. Methodist comes down with the tip, as starting for them, Kamon Mitchell, the junior post player, comes away with the tip against Bryant. And in their green uniforms with yellow trim, they swing it around the perimeter. Dante Burden on the right wing goes underneath. Back up top, Jaquan Deal. Handles and hands right back off to Burden. Driving left side through his legs. Loses his handle. Slides to get it back to the Monarchs. Handoff and a long three goes off the backboard. Shot clock winding down. And Methodist with an offensive set gone awry to begin the game. 19:29 left here in the first half of action. And the ball goes to William Peace. Don Tyrell Jr. inbounds it to Smith Gupton, back to Mikhail Gaylord, and back to Gupton to set the offense. They break the press. Pass to the right block. Tyrell smacks the backboard as he banks it in for two to make it 2-0. 19-10 remaining in the first half in favor of the Pacers. Burden receives a handoff on the right wing against Gaylord, picks up his dribble, top of the circle, bailed out left side by Sam Mingledorf. Zips a one-handed pass back to the right wing to Burden, picks up at the elbow, has it knocked away, but reeled back in by his teammate Mitchell, who drives baseline against Bryant, goes up hard and gets the foul called. Unable to get the shot up toward the rim, but the personal foul will send Mitchell to the free throw line to shoot two, as it's charged to John Ingram, his first team foul for the Pacers. 18:51, the clock stops here in the first half of action, and Kamon Mitchell shoots his first of two. It rattles in and out for the transfer from North Carolina Wesleyan, where he played a year ago for the Battling Bishops. 68% shooter on the season, gets his second to fall in after it grazes the front of the rim. That makes it 2-1. William Peace leads. Gupton against the press, heaves a pass all the way into the front court, and it's stolen away by Mingledorf. In transition, dumps it left, and an easy layup for Dante Burden. 3-2 now, Monarchs lead. Gaylord and Gupton go back and forth in the backcourt. Gaylord crosses the timeline to the right side. Back up top to Gupton. They swing Ingram left side. Gaylord, jab step to the right, drives left, gives Gupton underneath, dumps a pass to Trey Bryant with a scoop shot from the right side, banks it in for two. 4-3 in favor of the Pacers with 18:10 left until the break, off of the bucket by the reigning USA South Player of the Week. Burden on the right wing. One-handed pass up top. They swing around to the left side. Garen Dearman drives, picks up his dribble inside the paint. Pump fake to get his man in the air, and then dumps it in for two. So 5-4 now. Methodist leads by one. Pacers break the press. Tyrell, a corner three from the right side. It sails over the cylinder and into the arms of Methodist's Jaquan Deal. They give it to Burden to bring back into the front court. Matched up with Gaylord. Around the perimeter to the left side. Back up top and back to Burden on the right wing. Back to the basket. He puts one dribble on the ground. Kicks it to the elbow. Long two-pointer put up off the front of the rim, and it rolls in from the hand of Deal, the sophomore of Walterboro, North Carolina. Makes it 7-4, a three-point Methodist lead. 17:10 to play in the first half. Ingram catches a pass in the front court, goes to Gupton, top of the circle, hands Gaylord. Gupton with a chance with it now on the left wing, goes to the corner. Ingram dribbles to the top of the key, gets a high screen from Bryant, backing away, banks it in through contact. As he was falling back to his back, the freshman gets 2 points and makes it a 1-point game. 7-6, Methodist with the lead. 16:45 left in the first. Monarchs moving it around the perimeter. Burden holding it high in the air, swings around, drives left side, can't get the layup to fall, but punches it back out toward the perimeter to his teammate Dearman, and they'll reset the O. Burden against Gaylord, 20 on the shot clock. Up top to Deal, pump fake on the pass to the left, pass off somebody's foot, and rolling toward midcourt, Trey Bryant dives at it. Unable to get there in time before it goes out of bounds, and subs for William Peace, as it'll be an entirely new five. Sam Arnold, Camden Ferguson, Trey McClain, Tyson Sellers, and Paul Dunlap all take the floor for the Pacers. Monarchs ball, inbounding it right in front of the scorer's table. Back to Burden in the backcourt. He's matched up with Camden Ferguson now. Dribbles immediately to the right wing. Crosses through his left. High screen before he fires up the three, but no shot and a foul on the screen as it was delivered by Kamon Mitchell. First personal, first team for Methodist. Sellers floats a pass to Dunlap to get across midcourt. Out to Ferguson for three. Catch and shoot. Ripped to the bottom of the net to make it 9-7. Ferguson's on the board for the first time tonight. We're under 16 minutes until the break. Mitchell on the left wing. Bounces underneath. From Mitchell, another shot by Deal from that top of the circle. The long two rolls off the left side of the rim. Boarded by Dunlap. Outlet to McLean. He crosses midcourt. Hands on the right wing to Ferguson. To the left side, Tyson Sellers. Gets the tray to roll in, and it's 12-5. He's shooting just under 42% from three on the year and gives the Pacers a 5-point lead with 15.5 to go. Mitchell catches on the right block for Methodist. Sends it to the left corner. Air ball on the three-point shot attempt right into McLean's arms. Here come the Pacers. Handoff. Trailing is Ferguson. Had a chance at a three, but passes up. Sellers, after a handoff, crosses right side and clears it back toward middle of the court. McLean, pump fake to get his man in the air. Drives back out to Sellers. 10 on the shot clock. Sellers from the elbow. Out to Ferguson for three. He's 2 for 2. And it's 15-7. A couple three-pointers from Camden Ferguson. And now Trey McLean with a steal at midcourt, and he's fouled. 14 minutes, 44 seconds remaining in the first half of action, and a timeout called as we've reached the first media timeout of the first half. 15-7, just under 15 minutes to play until the break. 14:44 at the under 16 media timeout here on the Pacers Sports Network. After the first media timeout, it's 15-7 in favor of William Peace University after three consecutive made from distance. Trey McLean will toss it in front of the scorer's table here to inbound it for William Peace. Bounced up top to the circle to Paul Dunlap. Now to the corner. Sellers catches and fires the three. That one went through, but he stepped out of bounds on the far sideline to negate the shot. That would have been four consecutive three-pointers made for the Pacers. Instead, it goes back to Methodist. 15-7 still the score. Substitutions abound for the Monarchs as Kevin McLaughlin Jr., the freshman point guard, brings it up the floor. Passes to the right side. Dearman dribbles towards center of the court and gives to Mingledorf. Now underneath. Mitchell squares up to the basket. Fires. Air ball on the shot. And it's received just under the rim by Trey McLean on the rebound for the Pacers. It'll go back to William Peace. Garen Dearman whistled for the foul, his first personal, third team foul on the Monarchs as the Pacers bring it up the floor from right to left. McLean goes far sideline to Sellers. Floats it into the front court. Dunlap catches, top of the circle. Ferguson finds a cutting man, backdoor. Sam Arnold catches the pass from Ferguson and banks it in to make it a double-digit lead. 17-7, under 14 minutes until the break. McLaughlin against McLean. Gets a high screen from Mitchell, fires top of the key, and it thuds off the right side of the rim. Sellers brings in the board with two hands, brings it all the way into the front court himself. Back with the pass to the right wing. Ferguson's three off the near side of the rim. Rebound down to Methodist. They forward a pass all the way up the floor to Malik Manley, the junior from Henderson. Lays it in with his left after switching hands in midair. That makes it 17-9. Pacers still with the lead by 8, 13-24 until the break. Chest pass to the left side. Sellers drives from the wing, tries to put it up with his left, and is too strong off top of the glass. McLaughlin with the board. Gets into the front court, gives top of the key. Manley spins and tried it with his left, but it rolls off the left side of the rim to the right. Rebounded by the Pacers. Ferguson, a hard bounce pass to the baseline. Dunlap back to Ferguson, top of the circle now. Sam Arnold for three, bang! The Pacers hit yet another three-point basket. They're 4 of 6 from deep, and it's 20-9, 12:45 to play until the half. Malik Edwards handling the ball for Methodist, gets a high screen, fires from the right wing himself, and answers with the three-point basket, 20-12. Methodist trailing by 8, Pacers bringing it up the floor. Sellers and McLean back and forth until they cross the timeline. Top of the circle, Ferguson gets it to Sellers. Quick trigger on the three. It's off back of the iron and pulled down by Mitchell. Here come the Monarchs. Edwards, Euro step in the lane, puts it up with his right. It's short of the rim and rebounded by the Pacers. McLean to the left wing. Sellers short on the three attempt. Arnold brings down the rebound and gets it outside the three-point line to reset the offense with Camden Ferguson. Dribbles through his legs. Crosses from right to left and deals back toward the midcourt logo to Trey McLean. 15 on the shot clock, just under 12 to play in the half. Pass to the left elbow. Dunlap catches, cutting is Sam Arnold. He catches a pass at the top of the key. And an offensive foul for the Pacers gives it back to Methodist as we're under 12 minutes to play in the first half of action. 20-12, William Peace with the lead over the Monarchs of Methodist University. 11:48 to play in the half here on the Pacers Sports Network. Correction, causing the turnover just before the media timeout. Sam Arnold traveled with the basketball, so no foul. There was a whistle, and it goes back to Methodist as the 5 exiting the timeout for the Pacers will be Mikhail Gaylord, John Ingram, Don Tyrell, Smith Gupton, and Trey Bryant. Entering for Methodist, Chris Purnell on the inbound pass, a new face for the Monarchs. Bounces it in to McLaughlin Jr. Back to Purnell as they try to break the William Peace press. And McLaughlin is across midcourt. Deals right side to Andrew Steve for the first time today. Gives a pass to the left side. Three-pointer off the back of the iron. Rebound, and the putback is good with a whistle. Jaquan Deal, the sophomore, gets 2 and potentially 1 more. That makes it 20-14, 11:27 left to play in the first half as Deal makes his way to the free throw line. Came on Mitchell, checks out for Methodist prior to. Malik Manley back into the contest. Deal steps up, 50% free throws on the year, just 2 of 4. Fires up his 5th, and it rolls in. 20-15 now the score. Pacers by 5, 11:20 left in the first half. Mikhail Gaylord sprints across the timeline, hands off to John Ingram, and he mishandled the pass. Goes out of bounds right in front of the Methodist bench, and back to the Monarchs the basketball goes. They trail by 5. Pacers are winners of 3 in a row here at the Herman Athletic Center. Bounce to Purnell up top. Steve. Pump fake on the 3. They give left side and work it down to Manley in the corner. Back up top. One dribble. Deal. Fires from top of the key. Off back of the iron, and Trey Bryant reels in the board for the Pacers. Outlet to Mikal Gaylord. Bryant streaking. Steps right. Skips a pass into the corner to Gupton and back up top to Gaylord. 15 on the shot clock. Penetration. Out to the left wing. Ingram thinks about a 3. Nearly has it knocked away by Steve, the defender. 8 on the shot clock as the ball goes back out to Gaylord. Dribbles to the right. Hand off on the right wing. Gupton in the paint. Forcing his way through traffic. Puts it off the front of the rim. Put back attempt by Don Tyrell. Strongly goes back up with the basketball and banks it in off of the window. 22-15. 7-point Pacers lead with 10:15 left until the half. McLaughlin with it against Gaylord. Gets a high screen. A little too much movement on the screen as the whistle blows, and Jaquan Deal charged with the personal foul. 10 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the half. 22-15. Deal commits his first personal. Team foul number 4 on Methodist as Gaylord brings it across midcourt. Hands to Bryant, now to the right wing. John Ingram against Steve. Doesn't dribble it. Top of the circle. Gaylord pick and roll with Trey Bryant. Falling away. He can't get it to go. It's off the near side of the rim and boarded by Deal of the Monarchs. Pass all the way up the court to Steve. Drives baseline. Bounces it outward to Malik Manley, who has the 15-footer wide open and buries it nothing but net. That brings it back within 5. 22-17. 9:35 until the break. Gupton catches on the left wing. High screen gives to Gaylord. To a cutting Ingram. He mishandled the pass, but luckily Smith Gupton right there to reel it back in. Out to the right side. Gaylord. Euro step in the lane. His layup attempt is off the back of the iron. Bryant's putback not there, but Gaylord there to clean it up and lay it in to make it 24-17. 9:10 to play until the half here at the Herm. McLaughlin gives right side to Steve for the Monarchs. Purnell picks up his dribble prematurely. Bounces at top of the key. Deal. Hesitation, jab step, and pulls up from 16 feet. Nothing but net on the jumper. Mid-range game has been nice for the Monarchs. 24-19. Pacers up by 5. Bryant with a layup attempt on the other side. Looked to be fouled from behind by Malik Manley. No call, though. And instead, the Monarchs will bring it back to the other end. Manley, top of the circle. No dribble. Bounces it left side and a whistle off of the ball. Looked to be a foul on Steve underneath defensively for Methodist. That is the case, and the ball goes back to William Peace. Ingram and Gupton check out for the Pacers. Back in come Ferguson and Sellers with 8 minutes, 34 seconds until the half. Pacers 24, Monarchs 19 here at the Herm. Bryant and Gaylord bring it up the floor. Gaylord handling. Gives quick pass from Bryant to Sellers on the left wing. Pick at the top of the key by Bryant. Sellers gives right side, and Ferguson drives from the wing, laying it in with his left. Little scoop shot as he got through traffic. 26-19. 8 points for Camden Ferguson. That leads all Pacers players. Deal catches inside the three-point line. Goes to McLaughlin. Left side. Drives baseline. Off the front side of the rim. The layup attempt, and it's boarded by Bryant. Quick outlet. Gaylord to the left wing. Ferguson for 3. Nothing but the bottom of the net. 11 for Camden Ferguson, and it's a 10-point Pacers lead, 29-19, 7:45 until the break. McLaughlin crosses from left to right on Gaylord, picks up his dribble at the right wing, sends it up top to Purnell, and the Monarchs another empty-handed possession. It's off the right side of the rim, boarded by Gaylord. Ferguson, the long 3 in transition off the near side. Bryant with a strong rebound, goes back up with 2, and a whistle blown. Foul called against Jaquan Deal, and Trey Bryant will go to the free throw line for the first time tonight, but not until we get through the media timeout with under 8 minutes to play. 7:28 on the clock. Pacers 29, Monarchs 19 on the Pacers Sports Network. exiting the under 8. It's 7:28 remaining in the first half. 29-19, Pacers lead. A couple of free throws on the way for Trey Bryant, who has 2 points, 4 rebounds. First trip to the free throw line so far this evening as his first rattles off the left side of the rim. Bryant shooting just over 68% from the free throw line this season. He's been kind of streaky, but a massive game the last time out for the Pacers. 23 points, and then he set a new school mark with 20 rebounds as he drills his second of 2, nothing but net, and will trot to the bench in favor of Paul Dunlap for William Peace. Pacers press is on. Inbound goes to Dante Burden, who just checked back in, the starting point guard for Methodist. Gets it to the timeline, gives right side to Steve, and from the wing, Andrew Steve with a 3-point basket, his first of the night. 30-22, an 8-point Pacers lead. Gaylord swings right side. Sellers gets a high screen from Tyrell and gives back outside the 3-point line to Gaylord. A traveling violation called against Mikhail Gaylord. And it gives it back to Methodist. So another William Peace turnover. That's their 5th of the evening. Second on the point guard, Gaylord. Uncharacteristic of him to have this kind of pace just 8 minutes into the game. 8 minutes he's played as we're 13 minutes into the game. Clock ticks just under 7 minutes. Methodist working it around the perimeter. Steve, another 3 from the left wing this time, falls in, and it's 30-25. 6:45 until the break. Sellers handling on the left wing. Gets a screen from Dunlap, picks up his dribble, has it smacked away, but a foul called against Cam Corey, who just checked in for the Monarchs, the freshman guard from Charlotte, North Carolina. And that's team foul number 7 for Methodist, so 1-1 on the way for Tyson Sellers. The Pacers' leading scorer this season, 16.7 his mark, averaging just under 85% from the free throw line on the year as his first rolls in. Very consistent, as that was pretty close to his mark a year ago, about 85%. His second sticks to the front of the rim and rolls in. 2 for 2 in the trip, and it's 32-25 in favor of William Peace. 6:35 left to play until halftime. Burden streaking down the far sideline. And a foul on Trey McClain as he can't keep up with the shifty point guard. Inbound pass, Corey holding it over his head, sends it to midcourt. Burden catches, it's knocked away. Ferguson steals it, hands it backward. Tyson Sellers lays it in with his right from the left side of the basket. Burden draped all over him and makes it 34-25. 6:17 until the break. Burden crosses from right to left, top of the circle against McClain, gets a high screen, picks up his dribble, top of the key. The floater thuds off the back of the rim, gets his own rebound, banks it in from the left side and draws a foul, courtesy of Sam Arnold defensively for the Pacers. Chance at a 3-point play as that makes it 34-27. 6 minutes, 8 seconds remaining in the first half of action. Burden now with 4 points and a chance to make it a 5th with his first free throw of the evening. The leading scorer for the Monarchs shoots 77.5% from the free throw line as his one and only free throw is up and rolls in. Pacers now quickly moving from end to end. Sellers catches while trailing in the front court. Gives center court to Trey McClain. To the left wing, Ferguson. Hand off, Sellers. Spins at the top of the key, out to the left wing. Ferguson, no good on the 3-point shot attempt. It's off the near side of the rim, and the board goes down to Sam Mingledoff of the Monarchs. 5:40 left in the first half. Pacers lead by 6, 34-28. Steve on the right wing, goes to Corey left side. Down into the corner. Burden driving from the left side. Penetrates, kicks out to Corey. Thought about a 3. Instead, goes back out to Burden on the right side. His 3 is off the far side of the cylinder. McClain with the board. In transition, Ferguson from the right side. It rolls in for 3. 37-28, 5:10 to play in the first half. As Camden Ferguson now has 14. He's 4 of 7 from beyond the arc. Mitchell catches at the top of the circle underneath to Corey, who's cutting, and they send it back up top to Steve. Now Mitchell against Dunlap. Monarchs patiently working it around the perimeter. Burden crosses from left to right, spins from one side of the paint to the other, and dumps it in with his left. Nice move by the point guard. 37-30. Steve knocks it away from McLean, but is reeled back in by Tyson Sellers, and the Pacers retain possession on the other end. He drives right side, has it batted away, and it goes out of bounds at the baseline to stay with the Pacers underneath their own basket. 4:34 left in the half. New faces on the floor for the Pacers as they sub in all five. Gaylord to throw it in underneath the Pacers' own basket. He's joined by Smith Gupton, John Ingram, Don Tyrell, and Trey Bryant in the lineup for the Pacers. Gaylord floats it outside the three-point line to Gupton. Back out to Don Tyrell. Hand off to Gaylord, and they'll reset the offense. 10 on the shot clock. Chest pass to the left. Ingram catches to Gupton. Step back three! Bottom of the net! One dribble and a big step backward just to make sure he got that extra point. And Smith Gupton makes it a 10-point game. 40-30. 4:08 left in the first half. Burden, high screen from the left wing, drives right side and banks it in off the top of the window to make it 40-32. 4 minutes left. John Ingram catches, pivots in the paint, puts it up, and it's just off the front side of the rim in transition for the Pacers. Board goes down to the Monarchs. Pressing forward, Garen Dearman drives to the left side of the basket and dumps it underneath to Kamon Mitchell. The junior lays it in for two. 40-34, now a 6-point Pacers lead. Gaylord on the other side, hands to Gupton on the left wing, back to Gaylord. Hard dribble through his legs against Burden. Now a one-handed pass to the right side. Tyrell gives to Gupton at the right wing. Back to Gaylord, 10 on the shot clock. He drives from the left side, bounces it, intended for Tyrell, but right into the arms of Mingledoff. And it goes right back to the Monarchs with 3:14 left in the first half. 6-point Pacers lead, 40-34. Burden crosses from left to right, drives all the way to the hoop, but can't get the layup to go. He blew right by Mikal Gaylord, but misses the layup. Pacers in transition. Get it forward to Gaylord, and a whistle blown, a foul drawn, as Mikal Gaylord will go to the free throw line to shoot 1-1. That's team foul number 8 on the Monarchs, as it's charged to Kamon Mitchell, his second personal. And the clock stops at exactly 3 minutes left in the first half of action. 40-34, William Peace with the lead over Methodist. Three minutes left in the first half of action here at the Herman Athletic Center. 40-34, William Peace with the a 6-point lead as Mikal Gaylord goes to the free throw line to shoot a couple of free throws. His first trip to the line so far tonight. 2 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist for the point guard so far. His first is up and in, and he'll be rewarded a second. I misspoke a bit earlier. Just a 1-and-1 sequence for Gaylord. Shoots about 83% from the free throw line as his second rips the bottom of the net and makes it 42-34. 2:57 left in the game, in the first half. Methodist trying to break the Pacers press, and a pass overthrown into the front court. Lands right into the arms of head coach Claude Shields of the Pacers, and he's fired up a couple of bounces. He hands it back so his Pacers can inbound the ball. Malik Edwards back in for the Monarchs, checking in with 2:50 to play in the first half. Gaylord into the front court, drives left side, floats it up, and it's swatted out of bounds from behind. Edwards was all over it on the recovery after getting picked by Trey Bryant at the top of the key. So it goes back to the Pacers underneath their own basket. At the baseline, Gaylord looking for Tyrell, who was cutting underneath, but not quite open enough, and he bounces it to the elbow, where Ingram catches, gives to Smith-Gupton, short on the three-point shot attempt from the top of the circle, and the rebound goes down to the Monarchs. Here comes Methodist into the front court, driving right side, alters his shot in midair and banks it in for two, but that will not count, as I believe the foul was on the floor, and it'll be tossed in underneath the basket for Methodist. Garen Dearman on the play there. Some very shifty backcourt players for the Monarchs. Dearman will be tasked with tossing the ball in from the baseline, and he overthrows his teammate. Again, bounces into the direction of Coach Shields and out of play. So again, the Pacers will trigger it in just in front of their bench. Smith-Gupton checks out. In comes Tyson Sellers. Again, the leading scorer for the Pacers through these 8 games. Ball inbounded to Gaylord. He's across the timeline against Edwards. Gets a high pick from Bryant. Step back, drives, a little hesitation. Puts up the floater, and it's off the back of the iron. Another rebound goes down to Dearman. And here come the Monarchs. Still dribbling, right wing, spins into the lane, floats it up, and it rolls just off the left side of the rim. But he draws the foul, as it will be called against John Ingram of the Pacers. Clock stops at 2:09 left in the first half of action, 42-34. An 8-point lead for the Pacers. Ingram, his second personal, 6th team foul for William Peace in this one. First free throw off the back of the iron and out, as Dearman now 0 for 1 in his lone free throw attempt of the night. He'll get a second, 2 points for Dearman, the second leading scorer for the Monarchs this season. 65% shooter as his second rolls in. 42-35, 7-point lead for the Pacers. Sellers dribbles across midcourt, has it knocked away by Burden. Loose ball, scrambled for by a couple of players for each team. Shared possession results in a jump ball. And the call gives it back to William Peace, so they keep possession with 1:57 left until halftime. Sellers to toss it in at the far sideline. He and Gaylord in the backcourt, met by defenders Burden and Edwards. Don Tyrell provides some help, catches the pass from Sellers and hands off to Gaylord. Streaking now, center court. Gaylord out to Tyrell, long three. Spins off the backside of the rim, and Dearman again with a rebound for the Monarchs. In transition, goes to Burden on the left. Back to the basket, deals it outside the three-point line. Dearman now with it. Right-handed handoff to Edwards. Back to Burden, crosses from right, and then back to the right. Deals after penetration to the right wing, and a double dribble. Turns it over at the hands of Sam Mingledorff, the junior of Orlando. Coughs it back up to the Pacers with 1:28 to play until the half. Sam Arnold on the inbound pass. Gives to Mikal Gaylord. Into the front court. Gaylord, stutter step, crosses to his left. Got a high screen from Arnold. Instead, hands off to the left side to Sellers. Arnold on the right wing, catches, fires the three. It's off the front of the rim and bounces over the back of the backboard. So a quick whistle blown as it's out of bounds with 1:10 to play in the first half. Burden and Dearman bring it up the floor. Now Edwards gets involved as the Monarchs bring it across the timeline. Half-court trap tried by Arnold and Sellers and bailed out by Edwards, who holds on to it at the midcourt logo. One-handed pass, Dearman on the right side. Dribbles with his left, double-teamed, gives to Edwards on the right side. Back to Dearman, pump fake, drives right side, and traveling violation, the call. Before he put the ball on the floor, took a step too many. Another turnover for the Monarchs, their 9th of the evening. as it goes back to William Peace. 46.5 seconds on the clock and a 42-35 lead. 7 points the difference in favor of the Pacers. Trey McClain brings it across midcourt against Edwards at the far sideline. Crosses from left to right, penetrating to the right block, gives out to the corner to Sam Arnold, who's bodied up the second he puts it on the floor. Burden called for the foul, and that's number 9 on Methodist. So Sam Arnold will get a chance at 1-1 at the free throw line with 35.2 seconds left in the first half. Pacers 42, Monarchs 35, as Burden charged with his second personal foul. Arnold 5 points on the night, 2 of 3 shooting. His first free throws of the evening, as his first and only in this event. Thuds off the front side of the rim, and the rebound goes down to the Monarchs. A whistle blown will slow things down as Methodist tried to get out in transition. That was Arnold's 10th free throw of the season. He's hit 6 of them. And a quick reset of the clock as it's at 31 seconds even, and a timeout called by Methodist head coach David Smith in his 20th season at the helm for the Monarchs, who are down by 7 to the home team. The Pacers up 42-35, 31 seconds left in the first half. Quick TO for the Monarchs. Dearman set to trigger it in at the near sideline. 31 seconds left in the first half. 42-35. William Peace with the lead. Ball cleared in to Jaquan Deal. He hands off to Burden, who brings it across the timeline and gives to Edwards on the left wing against Ferguson. One-handed pass up to Burden. Jab step to his right. Drives. Step back. Long two. Rips the bottom of the net and makes it 42-37. 10 seconds left until halftime. McClain and Bryant bring it up the floor for the Pacers. Bryant on the near sideline. High screen, 3 seconds. Driving left side. Tried to get it off, but it was knocked away and stolen by the Monarchs, who will hang on to it until time expires for our first stanza. A 5-point halftime lead for the Pacers, 42-37, thanks to some streaky, hot three-point shooting. They're 7 of 16 from deep, better than 43% from beyond the arc. We'll resume play here in about 15 minutes for the second half. 42-37, a 5-point Pacers lead at the break here at the Herm.
Stay tuned. Peace Pacers basketball is coming up. 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 Stay tuned. Peace Pacers basketball is coming up.
Time for the second half here at the Herman Athletic Center. A 5-point lead at the break for William Peace University, 42-37. Darren Vaught with you on the Pacers Sports Network. Looking for their fourth win in a row is Claude Shields' bunch. They lead it by 5, getting set to resume play for the second half as Camden Ferguson leads all scorers with 14. He was 4 of 7 from beyond the arc in the first half. Starters back onto the floor for William Peace, as it will be Mikhail Gaylord, Smith Gupton, John Ingram, Don Tyrell, and Trey Bryant. Same thing for the Monarchs. Dante Burden, Garen Dearman, Kamon Mitchell, Sam Mingledoff, and Jaquan Deal back onto the floor to get things going. Methodist inbounds it from the far sideline. They're now shooting at the basket to my left, and they're all green uniforms with yellow trim. Burden dribbles to the left wing against Gaylord. Pick and roll underneath, bounces it to Kamon Mitchell, who lays it in with his left, but Burden is down in pain, holding his knee at the top of the key. So the clock stops at 19 minutes, 48 seconds left here in the second half. Helped up by a couple of teammates and making his way back to the defensive side of the ball. Nods his head toward the official, saying he's okay to play. That brought it within 3, 42-39, the Pacers lead. 19:45 left in the game. Bryant catches from Gaylord, gives left side to Smith Gupton. Floats a pass left wing. Don Tyrell drives and is fouled hard by Deal as he reaches the right block and puts up a layup attempt. So Don Tyrell Jr. will go to the free throw line for the first time tonight, as Tyrell in his first season on the team with the Pacers, 2 for 4 from the field, 4 points. His only 2 misses were from 3. Just his 5th free throw of the season. He's 3 for 4 so far, but that one sticks to the right side of the rim and falls out. Jaquan Deal, by the way, 3 personal fouls. That's the first team foul of the second half for Methodist, as Tyrell's second attempt rattles in and out. Boarded by Methodist, and a quick outlet to Burden. Trapped on the right wing. Keeps his dribble. Down into the corner. Bryant and Gaylord are there. Bailed out. He goes to Mitchell. Euro step in the lane, but the shot knocked backward by Tyrell. Monarchs retain possession. Driving right side and through traffic. Garen Dearman makes a nice right-handed layup to bank it in and reel it within one. 42-41. Pacers with the basketball. Ingram has it knocked away as he catches a pass on the right wing. It skips out in front of the Pacers bench, and Mikael Gaylord will inbound it from there. Hits Trey Bryant, top of the circle. Handoff back to Gaylord. Left wing. Gupton for three off the front side of the rim. And coming in strong for the rebound is Mingledoff. They forward it to Dearman. Picks up his dribble at the right wing. Mitchell catches, spins, and lays it in. With a whistle and a foul, Trey Bryant charged with the personal. And a chance for a three-point play for Kamon Mitchell after Bryant commits his first personal, first team foul of the second half for the Pacers. 18:45 to play, 43-42. Mitchell with one and one only free throw attempt. He completes the three-point play. 44-42 is the Methodist lead. Gaylord into the front court. Hands off to Smith Gupton. Monarchs with their first lead since it was 2-0. Gaylord dribbling left side, gives out to Don Tyrell. They swing it right side. Ingram in the corner. That high release is off the front of the rim. His three-point shot attempt no good as it's boarded by Deal, and the outlet goes to the far sideline. Driving. Burden kicks out to the left side. Three-point shot attempt rolls in and out, and it's rebounded by Ingram. He quickly moves it forward. Smith Gupton has it knocked away. The layup attempt. Claude Shields wants a foul as the Monarchs scramble for the loose ball. Burden going across midcourt. Deals left side. Mingledoff drives and puts it off the top of the glass. No good. But a foul called on Don Tyrell Jr., and Mingledoff will go to the free throw line to shoot two with 17 minutes, 53 seconds left. And the Monarchs ahead by two, 44-42. Mingledoff still looking for his first points of the day, puts up his first free throw, and it's off the near side of the rim. 5 substitutions for the Pacers. McLean, Ferguson, Sellers, Dunlap, and Arnold come into the contest. Mingledoff on to shoot his second of 2 free throws. 71% shooter on the year. Hits the backside of the inside of the net and falls through. So 1 of 2 in that trip, 45-42, 3-point Monarchs lead. Dunlap, top of the circle, gives to the right wing. Sellers catches, yet to put it on the floor. Finally does with his left, goes to the wing and deals to the corner where Camden Ferguson gives it right back outside the three-point line. Sellers drives, has it knocked away, stolen. Monarchs with it. Dearman stepping into the lane, into a couple of defenders. Dunlap and Arnold were both there to reject the layup attempt, and then it bounced off of Dearman, out of bounds. Pacers ball with 17:24 to play and a 45-42 Methodist lead. Inbound goes to Trey McLean against Burden. He's on the near sideline. Burden riding his hip the entire way as McLean breaks the press. Up top to Sellers, right wing. Sam Arnold spins and puts it down with his left. Backdoor. Cut, but then a step back in the corner. Catch and shoot, Camden Ferguson. His 5th three of the evening, and that ties it at 45. Mingledoff catches in the front court at the left wing, and a foul off of the ball underneath the basket called against Sam Arnold defensively. So the Pacers get reset for the defensive set. Mingledoff trots underneath the basket to be the inbound man. One hand delivers it to the left wing. Dearman back up top. And Burden will run the offense. High screen from Trey McLean. And another foul on a screen on Jaquan Deal. Not doing himself any favors. Setting picks. That's personal foul number 4 on Deal. He'll check out quickly as Malik Manley takes his place. 16:40 to play. Pacers bring it across the floor. Trey McClain handling against Burden. Dribbles top of the circle, goes left side. Sam Arnold's 3 off the far side of the rim. Ball batted into the air and eventually rebounded by Mingledorff. Here he comes all by himself. Gets it across the timeline. Underneath, K'Mon Mitchell. One dribble, backs down his man Dunlap and floats it up and in. 47-45, Methodist with the lead. McClain dribbles to the right wing, hands to Ferguson. Deals out to Sam Arnold, top of the circle, 3-point shot attempt, rattles off the front side of the rim. Mingledorff, long rebound, gets a pass forward. Burden lays it up, and it's rejected, but a foul called against Sam Arnold. And Burden will go to the line to shoot 2 with 16:01 to play in the second half. For Arnold, it's his 3rd personal foul. 4th team foul of the half for the Pacers. And Burden to the free throw line. He's 1 for 1 there so far tonight. Quickly steps up and buries his first of 2 there. He has 12 and makes it 48-45. Arnold checks out with 3 personal fouls. Trey Bryant comes back in for the Pacers. Burden's 2nd of 2. Drained as well, 49-45. 4-point lead for the visitors. McClain gets across the timeline for the Pacers. Bounces it top of the circle to Dunlap. Chest pass to the left side. Sellers yet to put it on the floor against Mingledorff. Back around to the right side. Trey McClain catches. High screen. Dunlap. McClain now driving left. Center of the lane. Has it knocked away, and it's out of bounds. Last touched by Manley and the Monarchs. So the Pacers will toss it in underneath their own basket, but not before a timeout called by the Methodist bench. It's our first media timeout of the second half anyway. 15:37 left in the game. Monarchs visiting the Pacers of William Peace University, leading 49-45. After the first media timeout, it'll be Pacers ball underneath their own basket. 7 seconds. 7 seconds as the shot clock did read. And they've reversed the call. That's why. Methodist ball. Pass hurled by Mingledorff up the floor. Batted away by Trey Bryant, but last touched by the Monarchs, trying to recover it all the way on the other end. And it will be Pacers ball. Inbounded to Trey McClain. One-handed pass to the right corner. Sellers was wide open for 3. Couldn't adjust in time to receive the pass before it goes out of bounds. And he smacks the floor with a couple of hands out of frustration. Pacers outscored 12-3 so far in this second half. 15 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. They trail by 4, 49-45. Inbound for Methodist goes to Burden. Against McClain, he brings it up the floor. Bounce to the right elbow. Manley almost lost his handle, but recovers against Dunlap. Gives to the left side. Hesitation. 3-point shot attempt. In nothing but net. Garen Dearman makes it 52-45 in favor of Methodist. Trey Bryant on the right side. Hands to Tyson Sellers. 3-pointer off the right side of the rim. No good. Bryant with the board and the putback attempt, and that one's short. Methodist with the rebound. Bryant steals the pass at midcourt. to the right wing. Trey McLean, hands. Ferguson, pump fake on the three. Top of the circle, double teamed. It's poked away and stolen. Dearman gives it forward. Mingledorff can't get the layup to fall. Off the left side of the rim. Back to the Pacers it goes. Sellers to the corner. McLean underneath, and Trey Bryant gets it to go for two. 14:27 to play, 52-47. A wily sequence there eventually results in the Pacers getting a bucket. Burden drives left side. Right by McLean. Help D wasn't there quite in time, and a foul called against Paul Dunlap. So Burden goes to the free throw line. He's 3 for 3 from the stripe so far tonight. Leads the Monarchs in scoring, 13 points on 5 of 9 shooting. Burden, their leading scorer so far this season, averages about 15.5 per game, 78% from the free throw line. Knocks his first down. 4 out of the 5 Pacers on the floor subbed out. Trey Bryant remains, but in to join him is the rest of the starting lineup. Gaylord, Tyrell, Ingram, and Gupton. Burden's second free throw. Nothing but net. Makes it a 7-point Monarchs lead. 54-47. Gaylord dribbles into the front court. Hands to Gupton on the left wing. Out to the right side. Ingram for 3 from the opposite side. It rolls in and out, but Gupton pulls in the long rebound. Back out to Gaylord. Drives. Ingram again wide open. Again short on the 3. And a whistle blown as Mingledorff and Tyrell were tied up with one another, trying to get a rebound. Foul called against Mingledorff. That's his first personal, third team foul of the second half for Methodist. 13:58 to play. Inbound pass goes from Gaylord to Gupton on the right wing. Dribbling outside the three-point line. Whistle blown, and again Mingledorff with the foul, this time off the ball. Quick 2 personal fouls, and now 4 team fouls for Methodist, as Coach Claude Shields loses his jacket at the Pacers bench. Inbound goes to Gupton in the right wing. Wraps a pass around his defender to Gaylord in the corner. He penetrates, tries to blast one out to Ingram, and it's smacked right back toward Gaylord and eventually out of bounds by Mingledorff. Last touched by the Monarchs. 13:46 to play. Gaylord on the inbound pass, bounces it at the top of the offense to Trey Bryant. They swing left side. Gupton penetrates from the left wing, pulls from 15 feet. It's off the near side of the rim. Rebound goes down to the Monarchs. Dearman there for the board, and a foul called against Smith Gupton late to the party, trying to recover from his missed shot. That's his first personal. The 6th team foul already on William Peace University, with 13 minutes, 37 seconds remaining, and a timeout called by Claude Shields. Smacks his clipboard, exclaiming, "Come on," as his team has been outscored 17-5 so far in the second half. Just over 6 minutes into the second stanza. Pacers trail by 7, 54-47. Just 2 of 13 from the field in the second. Meanwhile, Methodist, 5 of 9 from the field. Very efficient in this second half, including 1 of 2 from 3. But this, perhaps the kicker, they've gotten to the free throw line for 7 attempts and hit 6 of them. Personal fouls certain to make a difference as well. All on the way to the Monarchs' largest lead of the day. 7 is the difference, 54-47. Pacers led by as many as 11 in the first half of action. And from beginning until the break, really were in control. Play resumes following the timeout. 13:37 to play, 54-47. Monarchs lead. Dearman on the inbound pass, bounces it in the backcourt to Manley. Manley picks up his dribble, gives it to Dearman, has to be bailed out. And Dearman along the near sideline breaks the press. Out to Burden, back to Dearman on the left wing against Ingram, his defender. Hesitation, crosses from right to left, behind his back, steps back behind the three-point line, and pulls out with 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Dribbles top of the circle, fires the three. Nothing else doing, but he buries that, nothing but net. 57-47 as Mikhail Gaylord drives the opposite end and floats it up from the right block, drawing contact and getting the layup to fall. So a chance for a three-point play for Mikhail Gaylord. Pacers point guard now has 6 points. Kamon Mitchell charged with the personal foul. That's his third. Gaylord's free throw is up and in and then out. Rolled off the front side of the rim. A heartbreaker. Doesn't get the three-point play completed. Burden into the front court for the Monarchs. 12:45 to play. Passes left side. Dearman pump fake on the three. Drives left side. Bodied up on the floor by John Ingram. Though the help D was there, Trey Bryant would have had a blocked shot. And instead, Dearman will go to the free throw line to shoot two with 12:43 remaining in the contest. 57-49 is the score. For Ingram, it's his third personal. 7th team foul for William Peace. As Dearman's first is up and rips the bottom of the net. 58-49 makes it a 9-point game. Dearman now with 12 for the Monarchs. He averages right at 13 per game, 65% free throw shooter on the season. He's asked to adjust his jersey, tucks it in, fires up his second of 2 free throws, and it rolls off the left side of the rim. Trey Bryant with the rebound. Quick outlet to Mikhail Gaylord to the corner. Gupton sends it back out, and Gaylord resets the offense. High screen from Bryant, right corner. Don Tyrell passes up on a three, but drives and gets a foul called on the layup attempt. So Don Tyrell will go to the line on the other end with 12:28 to play, and the Pacers trailing by 9. Foul called against Malik Manley. That's his first personal, as the fouls now evening up a little bit. 6 team fouls for Methodist here in this second half. The freshman Tyrell up to the free throw line, fires it up, and off the right side of the rim, no good. Four points for Tyrell so far tonight. And that's his first free throw made of the evening. Now 1 for 4. Full court press from the Pacers, broken by a pass to Malik Manley. Penetrates inside the lane, goes to the left wing. Three-point shot attempt, no good. Out of the hand of Dearman. It's off the near side of the rim, and Mikhail Gaylord comes down with the rebound and is immediately fouled. So we'll walk it all the way down to the other side of the floor. And Mikhail Gaylord will go to the line to shoot 1 and 1. Team foul number 7 on Methodist. It's the first on Malik Edwards as Burden checks out, mingled off to midcourt to check back in. And Gaylord can't get that free throw to fall. It's off the left side of the rim. One of the most trustworthy free throw shooters on the team. Gaylord has struggled, missing his last 2. McLaughlin now running point guard for Methodist. Bounces it to the right side. Kamon Mitchell spins against Trey Bryant and gets a foul call from about 10 feet out. Kamon Mitchell will go to the line to shoot 2. That's Trey Bryant's second personal. Team foul number 8 on the Pacers. And the under 12 media timeout. 11:55 to play. It's 58-50. Monarchs, they've led by as many as 10, and they hold an 8-point lead over the William Peace University Pacers. So after another timeout to get things right for the Pacers, 11:55 left to play, 58-50. Monarchs with the lead, and Kamon Mitchell to the free throw line for Methodist to shoot 2 following the second personal foul on Trey Bryant. Mitchell 10 points, 5 rebounds, 2 of 3 from the line so far tonight. Bends his knees, sends up the first, sticks to the front of the rim and falls forward, so out, no good. Mitchell's second of 2 attempts. Quickly on the way. That one falls in off the right side of the rim. Mitchell checks out in favor of Mingledorf. And the score goes to 59-50. Trey Bryant on the inbound pass goes to Mikal Gaylord to run things up for the Pacers. Crosses from right to left, goes to the corner with a bounce pass intended for Camden Ferguson, but not on the same page, and it skips out of bounds. Ferguson had only played 4 minutes in this second half prior to the media timeout. He's now back in. Trey McClain grabs Don Tyrell as the Pacers bring full court pressure. Malik Edwards and McLaughlin going back and forth. Edwards catches at midcourt. Dribbles to the left wing, back out to Malik Manley. And McLaughlin will run the offense. High screen from Manley. Handoff on the left side. Edwards dribbles behind his back, steps back. Trapped by Gaylord and McClain. Gives a pass to the elbow to Manley, who shuffled his feet before sending the pass outside the three-point line. Traveling violation against Methodist, and it gives it back to the Pacers. 59-50. Monarchs lead by 9. 11:15 to play. Gaylord dribbles to the top of the circle. Passes it left side. Sellers dumps it underneath to Trey Bryant. He went up hard with the layup attempt, but it was knocked away early in his motion and out of bounds. Last touched by the Pacers is the ruling. Methodist now with it, and a whistle blown as they pass it back and forth in the backcourt. It's like a resetting of the clock. So now Dearman will toss it in from the far sideline, goes forward, mingled off in stride, able to lay it in for 2. Nifty play to get a quick score for Methodist. And it's now 61-50. McClain enters the lane, gives it outside to Sellers. He has it knocked away. Gaylord recovers, top of the key, goes to the corner. McClain up and under. Beautiful play to dump it in for 2, and that makes it 61-52. Trey McClain, his first basket of the night. Brings it back within single digits. Edwards dribbles behind his back at the top of the key. Gives left side. Dearman driving, jump stop, right in front of Trey Bryant. Gives back out, back to Dearman. Mid-range jumper, catch and shoot with 10 on the shot clock. Drilled by Dearman, and it's 63-52. 10:14 to play. Pacers bring it up the floor. McClain gets a screen at the elbow from Trey Bryant. Overhead pass, left side. Ferguson cutting, right side. Can't get the bank shot to go. It's off the front side of the rim, too strong. And the board goes down to Dearman in stride. He brings it into the front court for Methodist. Under 10 minutes to go, and an 11-point lead for the Monarchs, their largest of the night. Dribble picked up by McLaughlin on the left wing. He's bailed out by Mingledorf. Back to McLaughlin. One-handed pass to the right side. Step back three-point shot attempt. Off the front side of the rim. Batted away and rebounded by Trey Bryant. He hands to Gaylord. Pacers into the front court. Gaylord dribbling with his left. Has it rejected from the left side of the lane. Bryant catches. Steps back outside the three-point line. Trey attempt is off the back of the iron. And it's rebounded by Trey McClain, who is fouled from behind while trying to wrap a pass around his defender. Garen Dearman charged with the personal. That's his second, team 8th, and Trey McClain will go to the line to shoot 1 and 1. Clock stops, 9 minutes, 24 seconds left. Pacers led by as many as 11 in the first half. They trail here in the second by that same mark. McLean got the layup to go for his first points of the night. Has 1 and 1. His free throw is up and rattles out. Man, the Pacers 1 of 7 from the charity stripe here in the second half. Methodist with it. McLaughlin dribbles to the right wing, gives to Dearman. Step back, thinks about a three. But instead, he's outside the three-point line with 9 on the shot clock. Sneaks a pass between defenders, goes right side. Long three from McLaughlin is off back of the iron. Mingledoff with the board. Put-back attempt is off the near side of the backboard, but a whistle blown. And it's called against Paul Dunlap. Explanation is that Dunlap's feet were set, but he was within the semicircle underneath the basket. And it sends Mingledoff to the free throw line to shoot 2. Dunlap's second personal, 9th team foul on the Pacers as Mingledoff fires up his first and it rolls in, making it a 12-point Monarchs lead, 64-52, 8:54 to play here in the second half. Mingledoff now 2 for 3 from the stripe, 4 points, 9 rebounds. Hits his second as well. 13-point Monarchs lead, 65-52. 8:45 to play. McLean at the outside of the three-point line. Hands to Sellers. They go left side. Smith-Gupton dribbles between his legs against McLaughlin. To the right corner, John Ingram drives baseline, goes up with it, but a charge. McLaughlin was there on the block in time, setting his feet. And it's the 11th William Peace turnover of the night for John Ingram, his 4th personal foul. He'll check out in favor of Don Tyrell. Full court pressure from the Pacers, though light. 3/4 court trap is really what it is with Don Tyrell at the head. Bounce pass cleared into the front court to McLaughlin. Against Sellers, high screen from Manley. Sellers fights through it. McLaughlin still handling the ball at the midcourt logo. Drives right side, another screen from Manley. Falling as he shoots, it's blocked by Paul Dunlap. Here come the Pacers, bounce pass. Forward to Sellers, and he lays it in with his right. Assisted by Trey McLean, and it's within 11 again. 8 minutes to play, 65-54. Monarchs across the timeline. Malik Edwards handling the ball. Gets a screen from Manley. Stutter step, drives left side, off near side of the rim. Manley the board. Back outside the three-point line to McLaughlin, and he'll pull out toward midcourt to reset. Against Sellers, driving left side, up on the block, and a charge taken this time by Dunlap. He was outside the semicircle at the left block and gets the call because of it this time. Foul against McLaughlin is his first. It's team foul number 9 on Methodist. And a turnover to give it back to William Peace. 11-point game, 65-54. The Pacers trail with 7:41 to play. Media timeout here at the Hearn. After the under 8, it's 7:41 to play, 65-54. Methodist over William Peace University here on the Pacers Sports Network. I don't know if it was in the game plan for the Monarchs to suppress Tyson Sellers and Trey Bryant, but the 2 leading scorers for the Pacers, 16-plus points per game, have combined for 14. Pacers bring it up the floor. Sellers drives left side, gives to the corner. Mikhail Gaylord back up top of the circle to Smith-Gupton. Bounce to the right block now. 15 on the shot clock. Trey Bryant spins and drives baseline, but a push-off before he was able to put it on the floor by his defender, Malik Manley. That's team foul number 10, and Trey Bryant will go to the free throw line to shoot a guaranteed 2 free throws. Manley's second personal is the 10th by the Monarchs in the second half. And Bryant steps up, is first. Not ideal, but it rolls through. Hit the front of the rim and rolled around. Eventually through the cylinder to bring it back within 10. 65-55, 7:24 to play. Bryant now has 6 points for the Pacers. About a 69% free throw shooter on the year. His second is up and rips the bottom of the net. 2 for 2 in that trip, and boy, did the Pacers need it. They were 1 of 7 at the line prior to that. Full court pressure, and they force a timeout on the other end. Mingledoff jawing at his teammates, trying to figure out what went wrong, but he didn't have a man open and was forced to burn a timeout for Methodist. That's their first timeout. It'll be just 30 seconds. Malik Manley had checked out. Kevin McLaughlin Jr. had checked out. Kamon Mitchell and Dante Burden back into the contest for Methodist. We'll see if that lineup stays following this quick timeout. And the Pacers a little bit of momentum here on their home floor. They've won 3 straight, 4 of their last 5. Trying to come back in the second half here. Steve on the inbound. Lighter pressure from the Pacers, allowing the pass inbound. Steve to the left side. Now they go right side. Burden catches in the front court and calls out a play to run the offense. Against Sellers, he's at the far sideline on the wing. Crosses from right to left. Drives baseline over left side. Mingledoff zips a pass to the top of the key where Dearman catches and shoots the mid-range jumper, getting it to go and making it 67-56. Gaylord, center of the lane, deals out to the right side, and Don Tyrell gets the 2-point basket. 67-58, 6:45 to play. Dearman on the inbound. Defended by Sellers. Crosses as he crosses the timeline from right to left and hands off to Burden to run the offense. Handling with his left against Gaylord. Splits between 2 defenders but falls down and loses his handle. Sellers the steal. Up to Bryant and the one-handed jam with his right. Trey Bryant with the hammer. Makes it 67-60 and reels it back within 7. Pacers crowd is on its feet. With 6:06 to play, Dearman into the front court, drives center lane, and Trey Bryant draws the charge. He was just barely outside the semicircle, and the reigning USA South Conference Player of the Week has shifted the momentum greatly. 67-60. Gaylord across the timeline for the Pacers. They give right side to Smith-Gupton. 6 minutes to play and counting down. Handoff, Sellers drives right side, hits off the front side of the backboard, but he's called for the charge. As Mingledoff scurried into the way. Didn't look to have feet set, but Sellers was a little reckless in his own right. It could have been called either way. And it goes to the Monarchs at the baseline. Steve to inbound it, bounces to the corner. It's received by Burden, and he clears out everybody else. Dribbling with Tyson Sellers across midcourt. High screen, drives left side to Steve in the corner. Catch and shoot 3. Air ball short of the rim. Don Tyrell with the board, and he hands it off to Gaylord. Sprinting forward, Gaylord bodies up offensively into Burden, who is called for the foul for Methodist, and Mikhail Gaylord will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Clock stops at 5:32 left in the second half. And for the Pacers, overall, it's one of your best free throw shooters. He hasn't been great at the line so far tonight, at just 2 for 4 from the stripe. Gaylord, an 80+% free throw shooter. Sends up his first, and it's in, nothing but net. Smiles all around for the Pacers. They have momentum on their side. Smith-Gupton and Tyson Sellers check out. Trey McClain and Camden Ferguson retake the floor. Outside the three-point line is Don Tyrell and Trey Bryant, the two Pacers, in on the rebound attempt. Gaylord, not needed though. Buries his second of two. It's 67-62. Just a 5-point lead for the Monarchs now. Burden catches and sprints down the floor. Trey McClain called for the foul, riding his hip at midcourt. As McClain not 100% certain in the backcourt where his man was on the inbound play. Had to recover quickly. And a lot of the times when you do that, it's going to force contact. So Burden goes to the free throw line to shoot two. McClain's second personal. Both teams in the double bonus, so Burden fires it up. It's off the near side of the rim, but rolls through. 68-62. Monarchs lead is 6. Andrew Steve checks out. Malik Edwards back in. Burden's second of two. In as well. 69-62. Gaylord quickly into the front court for the Pacers. Crosses from right to left. Penetrates out to McClain. Driving right side. Dribbles behind his back. Up and under. Trying to lay it in with his right, but it thuds off the backside of the rim. Monarchs with it. Dearman has it knocked away by Trey Bryant off of his leg and out of bounds in the far corner. Last touched by Dearman, and it goes back to the Pacers. Dearman complaining he was smacked in the arm, but no foul call, and Pacers ball. Bryant and Gaylord in the backcourt. Edwards the defender. Gaylord handling, crosses to his right, top of the key, drives left side on the block, floats it up, and it's in through contact. He could have had the foul. Gaylord makes it a 5-point game. Dearman catches in the front court, pump fake to get his man Trey Bryant in the air. McClain skied forward as well when he probably should have stayed put on the ground and commits the foul. So Garen Dearman will shoot free throws. 5-point Methodist lead. Dearman 2 for 4 from the stripe so far tonight. He has 16 points, 8 rebounds. One of the focal points for the Monarchs so far this evening. His first of 2 free throws is into the front side of the iron and rolls in. Don Tyrell checks out. Tyson Sellers back in for the Pacers. 70-64, 4:51 to play. Dearman on the year, a 65% free throw shooter. Rockets one to the back of the iron, and Trey Bryant pulls in the rebound for the Pacers. Gaylord, top of the circle, sends it to the far corner. Trey McClain, hesitation, drives, right side, out to the opposite end. Ferguson passes up a three and goes up top to Sellers. Underneath, wide open Trey Bryant. Sellers on the assist. 2 more for the big man, and it's 70-66, 4:18 to play. Edwards into the front court for Methodist, received by a loud Pacers crowd. Hits a screen from the left from Kamon Mitchell. They go to Dearman from the left wing, dribbles inside the circle, and that mid-range jumper has been very good for him. He drills it to make it 72-66. Under 4 to play. Sellers drives right side, goes up with 2 hands. It's off the front of the rim, but he drew contact from a couple of defenders. The foul call will go against Kamon Mitchell, and Tyson Sellers gets a couple of free throws on the other end of the media timeout. 72-66. Pacers trail by 6 at the under 4. 3:53 to play here at the Herb. 3 minutes, 53 seconds remaining here at the Herman Athletic Center. It's been back and forth. The Pacers led by as many as 11 in the first half. They surrendered the lead in the second half. And it was as many as 13 in favor of the Monarchs. But 72-66, it's back within 6 for the Pacers, and Tyson Sellers goes to the free throw line to shoot 2. His first is up and in, 85% shooter, spanning over about a season and a half in a Pacers uniform. John Ingram back into the contest for the Pacers. Camden Ferguson checks out. Sellers 2 for 2 so far from the free throw line this evening. His second of 2 rolls off the front of the rim. It's been that kind of half for the Pacers. They're now 5 of 12 from the free throw line in the second stanza tonight. 72-67, board goes to the Monarchs. Mingledorff catches at the top of the circle. Sends a chest pass right side, now underneath on the right block. Dearman puts it up and has it blocked away and swallowed up by Tyson Sellers. Here come the Pacers, spins at midcourt, one-handed bounce pass underneath. Trey Bryant was intended the target. Stolen away, and Dearman on the other end gets a two-handed jam for Methodist. They cleared it out over the entire Pacers team in transition. Gaylord outside the three-point line. Goes right side, bounces it to Ingram in the corner, who tried to clear it back out to Gaylord and had it intercepted by Mingledorff. Under 3 minutes now and counting in the second half. 7-point Monarchs lead. 74-67. Mingledorff catches at top of the circle against Ingram. One-handed pass right side. Came on Mitchell. Fakes passes underneath. Nearly has it knocked away by Trey Bryant, who's swatting away. Pass to the right wing. Dearman again for 3. It's off back of the iron. Mitchell comes away with the board at the near sideline. Clears it out to Burden at midcourt. Drives left against Gaylord. Zips a pass to the left corner. Mingledorff lost his footing trying to catch it. Maybe could have been called for a walk, but instead clears it back up top. Burden with 10 on the shot clock. Picks up his dribble, top of the key. They swing right side. Dearman dribbles inside the three-point line and buries the mid-range jumper. And a delay of game called against Methodist. Looked like Mingledorff, a little bit of extracurricular activity after the ball went in the basket, preventing Trey Bryant and Mikal Gaylord from inbounding it for the Pacers. Gaylord from coast to coast sidesteps the defender Edwards and lays it in with his right, so a quick score with under 2 minutes to play. Edwards receives the inbound pass, 76-69, a 7-point Methodist lead. Edwards finally across midcourt, skips it behind his back to get by Gupton, the defender. Gupton back in front of him. High screen, Bryant on the help D, floating a pass underneath to Mitchell, who catches and receives a foul. Whistle blown. It's called against Trey McClain. Active, aggressive Pacers defense now is a must with 1 minute and 38 seconds remaining. Down by 7. Came on Mitchell to the line to shoot 2. He's 3 of 5 from the stripe so far tonight. Buries his first, no problem. Trey McClain, his 4th personal foul, will stay in the contest. Mitchell's 2nd of 2. High arcing and hits the bottom of the net. David Smith wanted a timeout for Methodist, doesn't get it. And the Pacers now with it. Gupton receives a handoff on the left wing. Chest pass, left side. Gaylord gets a man to jump, drives and lofts it in with his right off of the high glass. Mikal Gaylord with some craftiness in the paint, able to score at will here in this second half. 12 points on 4 of 7 shooting. Second leading scorer for the Pacers so far, and a timeout called. As the score is 78-71. 1 minute, 23 seconds left of action here at the Herm. Inbound pass on the way for the Monarchs. Dearman bounces it, top of the key, of course, in the backcourt, and receives it back from Mingledorf. Bounces it at the near sideline to Burden, and it was out of bounds. That's the call at the near sideline, out of bounds. It goes back to William Peace. They'll trigger it in front of the Methodist bench. 1 minute, 16 seconds left. Sellers to send it in. He replaces Trey McClain. Goes to Gaylord. Immediately dribbles to the far sideline. Hands on the wing to Smith-Gupton against Edwards. Chest pass, Sellers, right wing, three, near side of the rim, and it bounces out of bounds. Last touched by Kamon Mitchell on the rebound attempt. He and Trey Bryant were both there for each team. Sellers will inbound it from underneath the basket with 1:06 to play. Bounces it outside the three-point line to Mikhail Gaylord. Screen at the top of the key, set by Trey Bryant. Left side, pass, left-handed layup after the drive by Sellers, and that reels it within 5, 78-73. Inbound pass to Mingledorf with a minute to play, 52 seconds left as Edwards gets to midcourt and is fouled by Smith-Gupton. Clock stops at 49.6. Edwards will go to the line to shoot two on Smith-Gupton's second personal foul. 78-73 the count in favor of the Monarchs. So the Pacers with an uphill battle here. Malik Edwards just 3 points on the day. On a three-pointer he hit earlier in the game. His first of two free throws is up and in. His first chance at the stripe tonight. Edwards just 1 for 3 on the season coming into tonight, so not many looks from the free throw line. Misses off the right side of the rim. Bryant skies for the rebound, falling to his back, gets the outlet to Tyson Sellers. Handoff, Camden Ferguson three off near side of the rim and boarded by Mingledorf of Methodist. Fouled immediately and tied up by Smith-Gupton. So Gupton a couple of consecutive fouls. And that's the third personal. Mingledorf to the free throw line, 38 seconds. 79-73. Hits his first. He's 4 of 5 from the stripe tonight. And makes it 80-73. His second on the way. Nothing but net. 8-point game and a timeout called by Methodist. With 38 seconds remaining, Pacers trying to come back here at the Herm. The 5 for the Pacers exiting the timeout. Trey Bryant inbounding to Mikhail Gaylord. They're in the backcourt. Waiting on them in the front court, Tyson Sellers, Smith-Gupton, Camden Ferguson. 35 seconds and ticking down. Gaylord enters the front court. Picks up his dribble at the left corner. Bailed out by Trey Bryant on the left wing. Hands to Smith-Gupton. And has it knocked away out of bounds, last touched by Methodist. So the Pacers will trigger it in underneath their own basket. Don Tyrell checks in first, though, and grabs Gupton. 26.3 the clock reads. Pacers down by 8. Gaylord on the inbound pass. Left wing, Sellers, high arcing three off the far side of the rim. Bryant comes away with the rebound, but it's smacked away and rolls out of bounds at the baseline. Bryant with the rebound, sets a screen at the top of the key. Inbound pass goes to Sellers. Passes up on the three, gives to Gaylord to the right corner. Sellers for three, and it rolls in. Clock stops, 13.7 seconds left, and that brings it within 5. A timeout called by William Peace and head coach Claude Shields. As it's 81-76, 13.7 seconds remaining. For Sellers, that's his first three-point maker, his second three-pointer made on the night. He's 2 of 7 from deep. 15 points, assisted by Mikhail Gaylord, just his second assist of the night. Trey Bryant, prior to that make, got his 11th rebound of the game. He has 11 points to go with that, notching his 7th double-double of the season. He leads the nation at the Division III level. Double-doubles in 7 of 8 games for the Pacers so far. But I'm sure he would much rather have a win here in this conference matchup. Pacers down by 5, 81-76. They break the huddle with Gaylord, McLean, Tyrell, Sellers, and Bryant taking the floor defensively. Dearman on the inbound pass for Methodist, and the full court pressure. Able to run baseline, has it knocked away. Stolen by Trey McLean as he slides into the front bleacher at the far sideline. So out of bounds, last touched by the Pacers. About a second runoff. 13 seconds exactly on the clock now, as Dearman, unable to move at the far sideline, will inbound it again. Bryant jumping in his face. He passes into Kamon Mitchell, and then Burden receives a pass and is fouled immediately by Trey Bryant. Burden to the free throw line to shoot 2 on the other end of the floor. Bryant's third personal, with 11.3 seconds left on the clock, and Methodist ahead 81-76. Burden has 17 points. He hasn't missed from the free throw line tonight, 7 of 7. There's his first miss, off the mark to the left side of the rim. Camden Ferguson, Smith Gupton back in, presumably for a quick three-pointer if the Pacers get it. Trey McLean and Don Tyrell out. Burden sends up his second. It rattles out. Trey Bryant forwards the pass to Tyson Sellers near sideline. Sellers floats it to the left wing. It's stolen by Mingledorff. Intended for Bryant at the top of the circle. And Methodist will run the clock out in the front court. Pacers couldn't execute after an empty-handed trip at the free throw line for Burden to close out the game for Methodist, and the Monarchs get the win on the road, 81-76. Snaps a 3-game winning streak by the Pacers. All 3 of those were won here at the Herm as well. But they've won 3 of their last 4. 81-76 the final there. Pacers led by as many as 11 in the first half. And they gave up the lead in the second half, being outscored 44-34. They trailed by as many as 13 and brought it back within that 5 that was the final deficit. 81-76, your final score. Methodist gets the win over top of your William Peace University Pacers. For everybody here involved with the Pacers Sports Network, I'm Darren Vaught saying so long. Have a great night.